What I did, I laid down my head on the ground for maybe 10 or 15 minutes until it marked my face. To feel with my body this ground, maybe even to speak to the ground, try to see how it feels, what there is inside, try to hear it from closer. And I call this work formerly German, today Polish, soil on my Israeli Polish forehead.
Żydzi właśnie, jako naród wybrany, pojawiają się wraz z wyjściem z niewoli, wraz z drogą powrotną do ziemi obiecanej, do domu, do Kanaan, w którym wiele pokoleń wcześniej ich przodkowie przebywali.
For me, when I realized it's so close to Mindesjoya, I was very, very excited because I know my grandma used to go there every year to the beach and stay there, and I have pictures from her family there, and she always talk about it, how it was like the best time with the family and with friends.
Zgodnie z opowieścią Freuda, Mojżesz był Egipcjaninem, bliskim faraonowi, który wprowadził pierwszy w historii monoteizm. Freud twierdzi, że właśnie Mojżesz wyprowadził Żydów po to, żeby utrzymać wiarę, którą został zarażony, którą otrzymał od faraona, wiarę w jednego, jedynego Boga. Freud w swoich tekstach poświęconych początkom monoteizmu oraz postaci Mojżesza wskazuje on na to, że Żydzi są pierwszym ludem Księgi, pierwszym ludem Słowa Bożego, pierwszym ludem od Boga monoteistycznego, który, co prawda, tutaj Freud twierdzi, pochodzi od Atona.
Before actually I arrived to Szczecin, I started to read about the history of the city. I was trying to feel this place as an artist with my body. This is the way I know how to feel the place. For my grandparents, Poland is like, it's their childhood. They was very involving in raising me. And when I grew up, I was hearing a lot of stories about their childhood here, about gathering jagodas in the forest.
W średniowieczu główną grupą prześladowaną byli Żydzi, a także inni odszczepieńcy religijni i heretycy. Najwięcej stosów płonęło na południu Europy. Przodowała tu Hiszpania, także Włochy. Było takie miejsce, takie dobre miejsce, takie stosunkowo bezpieczne miejsce, gdzie Żydzi mogli znaleźć schronienie przez wiele stuleci. I takim miejscem była Polska. Nie możemy mówić, żeby tu była pełna tolerancja religijna i pełna równość stanów. A zatem, kiedy duża grupa Żydów z Hiszpanii udała się do Polski, to tu właśnie mogli znaleźć schronienie, mogli odpocząć. Tu znaleźli odpoczynek. Do tego właśnie doświadczenia odwołuje się słowo Polin, oznaczające zarówno Polskę, jak i miejsce na odpoczynek.
על שטח זה היה בית קברות יהודי, משנת 1821 עד שנת 1962. For me, it was attracted for me to start to try and realize who I am in a way and how all of this history shaped the person that I am today. Because I'm living in Israel, but because Israel is a very new country, so it's not only just me that my family come from different country. We come all over the world. And so for me, Poland, this is the place that shaped my family and shaped my grandparents. So therefore it shaped my parents also. And it was interesting. I started to try to, like a puzzle, put the part and try to understand how it affects me, how it affects my personality, how it affects my behavior and who I am, what I like, what I don't like.
Myśl o państwach narodowych to de facto myśl XIX-wieczna. Wcześniej, a i owszem, były kraje podległe zazwyczaj królowi. Było się poddanym króla, nie obywatelem kraju, nie członkiem narodu. Można było być członkiem różnych tutaj grup kulturowych, językowych, etnicznych, religijnych i być razem poddanym jednego króla, od którego zależało, czy będzie tolerancja, w jakim stopniu, czy też jej nie będzie.
And even though all of this happened, it was really, really interesting for me that they have like this strong, good feeling about this country. They still consider it as their homeland and the most beautiful place that they always want to come here. So it was always really intriguing for me how you can feel this both of emotion at the same time. Like my great-grandma, she said she will never come to Poland again after they came back to Israel. And she actually never go back here. But when she was really old, she felt sorry that she didn't come here again. She was passed away 3 years ago in the age of 103 years old. So in the last year, she said that she wished she can come here again for the last time to see this place. My family is originally from Poland. My great-grandma from my grandma's side, from my mother's side, they was born in Lublin and Warsaw. And from my grandpa's side, his parents is from Łódź. And they was living there until the war was started. And in the beginning of the war, they fled from Poland really, really early because some of them was in the Polish army. So they knew they was looking for this soldier first to catch them, and they was fled. All of my great-grandparents from both sides, they was fled to the Soviet Union. Some of them was in camp in Siberia, and some of them just moved from one place to another one all the time. And during this period, my grandparents was born.
Niektóre mniejszości w czasach spokoju mogą się cieszyć przywilejami, to jednak w czasach kryzysu padają ofiarą prześladowań. Znaleziony kozioł ofiarny pozwala scalić się społeczeństwu, które wcześniej było skłócone, poszukując właśnie odpowiedzi na pytanie, dlaczego nam brakuje, czemu nie mamy, czemu nas źle traktują. To jest tego wina, tamtego wina. W momencie, jeżeli będzie wskazany kozioł ofiarny, to grupa się odzyskuje jedność przeciw wspólnemu wrogowi. Tym kozłem ofiarnym nie zawsze jest jednostka. Często są to właśnie grupy społeczne różnego rodzaju mniejszości. Ten mechanizm rozwoju przemocy, a zwłaszcza wybuchów, takich spontanicznych wybuchów przemocy, które się ponawiają w historii, analizował René Girard. Wskazuje, że także w tradycyjnych społecznościach ryt kozła ofiarnego się nieustannie ponawia, ponieważ ta spontanicznie wybuchająca przemoc w sytuacjach kryzysowych zazwyczaj jest rytualizowana i oswajana i ponawiana w sposób cykliczny.
Their family was very religious before the Holocaust, and after the Holocaust they stopped completely to be a religious people. So for me it was always very interesting, like, to hear their stories and see this picture and this complicated relationship. After the war, they come back to Poland. The reason that they come back is to search for the relative. Like, for me it was interesting why they come back from Poland after this war. And they told me they come to search their family, their brother, their sister, all of their relatives. And they arrived here and they actually couldn't find almost nobody. And when they come back, they settle down from also my grandparents, for my grandpa, his parents, and my grandma, her parents. They were settled down in Wrocław, and they were staying there for around 10 years almost. My grandma, she was staying there until 56, and in this time actually they had like a really good life here. Every summer vacation they went to Mindesdroje on the beach for a month or two. In different year it was different time every time. Before 56, but when it was the communist government, it wasn't allowed to go outside of Poland. So they was needed to wait for a few years, and only in 56 it was allowed to Jewish people to start to go to Israel.
Joseph Margolis, amerykański filozof, reflektował swoje żydostwo, a jest ono i charakterystyczne, i emblematyczne, ponieważ jego rodzice pochodzili z terenów polskich i byli Żydami. Jedno z Biłgoraju, drugie tak naprawdę z wolnego miasta Gdańsk. Margolis natomiast już urodził się w Nowym Jorku i był Amerykaninem. I chociaż nie słuchał rad ojca i tutaj nie wspierał myśli o wielkim Izraelu, ostatecznie zostając ateistą, nie mógł uniknąć refleksji na temat własnego pochodzenia, na temat tego, co dla niego znaczy być Żydem. I w jednym z tekstów stwierdził, że bycie Żydem dla niego to bycie z Marsa, bycie wszędzie obcym.
When they arrived to Israel, in the beginning of the time in Israel, when they just established the country, actually people didn't speak about what happened to them in the Holocaust. My grandparents, when they was living in Poland, they didn't even know that was something like this, the Holocaust. They know it was a war, but they didn't know about all the things that happened, because all their friends, which was Jewish, nobody have a big family, nobody have uncles, nobody have grandparents, so they thought this is normal. And when they arrived to Israel, also the population that already was living in Israel and established it, they didn't want to hear this kind of story actually, because they just develop this country and they want to push this narrative of a new country and a strong country and strong people. And these people that was survived the Holocaust and died in the Holocaust, they didn't consider them as strong person in the beginning. They was thinking about it as the weak people who didn't fight back to the German and to the Nazis. So, and also I think they had their own personal trauma that didn't allow them to speak about it. I think actually if it wasn't war, maybe it's hard to imagine because I feel its impact of even me when I'm the third generation of the Holocaust survivor. Its impact of all of the way they see the life, its impact of how they treat food, like they will never throw anything away, and how they always worried about me. When they catch the first Nazi soldier, it was Eichmann, and they have a public trial. And only then, in this trial, they start to have all the evidence, and people start to go in. It was a public trial, so everybody can see and hear it. It was on the radio and on the television all the time. And then when people start to speak their story in a public way, I think it's also allow people to maybe start to say these stories in a personal way also. And from this time, we start to actually really deal with this memory of the Holocaust. And now in school we have the Memorial Day of the Holocaust, and we make a lot of times, we called it a story of a survivor. Someone is coming to the school and tell his story about what happened to him or his family. And we're doing this also, this journey to Poland. We do it in the high school. In the last year of high school, we come to Poland for 1 week, and we travel between the big camps like Majdanek and Auschwitz and Birkenau. And we go to each camp and we talk about what happened, and we make them some kind of ceremony also there. And we read the names. Everyone bring like a page from home, but it's very specific, and this is showing we went just to this specific place. But for me it was really, really strong, because I think there it was the first time that I really start to get deep with my family history. And when I make this page of the names of the people of my family that perished in the Holocaust, actually, it was a lot of names. I remember I was a young, not a kid, but a teenager, and even it was a little bit embarrassing for me when everyone speak the name of their family members who died in the Holocaust.
מינדה ליאנובסקה, בר ישראל לייב, נפטרה בת נון שנים, כ"ד ניסן תש"ל, 1892 עד 1942.
Relacja pomiędzy społecznością mieszkającą na danych terenach a Żydami należącymi do niej, ale będącymi tak wewnątrz, z zewnątrz, ma charakter zazwyczaj ambiwalentny. Pełna jest sprzecznych emocji. Łączy w sobie miłość i nienawiść. Zachwyt, podziw, ale jednocześnie też zazdrość i zawiść, które później mogą prowadzić do bardzo negatywnych konsekwencji. Girard zwraca uwagę, że mechanizm naśladowania pragnień innych i wiążący się z tym później kryzys mimetyczny prowadzący do aktów przemocy zazwyczaj zachodzi pomiędzy osobami blisko między sobą spokrewnionymi, jak pomiędzy Kainem i Ablem. Żydzi są przecież bardzo blisko chrześcijan. Mamy wiele wspólnego pod względem religijnym, natomiast to właśnie chrześcijanie najbardziej Żydów prześladowali.
I think it's very meaningful for me, this staying here in Poland, but I feel this meaning for myself, and also I feel this meaning for my family. And for me, it's very important to keep their memories alive and to make their story part of my life also. And this is why I always come to their house, and I like to open all the closet and take all the picture out and ask them. And I always, when they tell me something, it's important for me also to document it. I write on every picture of behind what is this picture and where it is, and I write their story. And especially before I come here to Poland, I knew that I have to carry some of the things that they bring from Poland to Israel. I wanted to carry them back to Poland. I didn't know what I will do with them here, but I felt I need these memories here with me. 10 years ago, the Polish government, even before, they make it possible to Jewish people to reclaim their citizenship. So my grandparents, they reclaimed their citizenship, and then it passed down to my mother, who make the citizenship, and then I go to the Polish embassy to get my citizenship. So I'm also a Polish citizenship, even though it's my first time here in Poland. So it was, I feel actually it was interesting for me, although I have 2 passports, I feel Israeli. Like my family is from here, but I don't speak Polish. I never been here before, but in some way it's still, it's an important place in my heart. Like I always imagine how I will come here and how it will look and how the language will sound in the street and how I will feel about all of these things. And when I heard that my academy, they opened this Erasmus program, it was only for Chechen.